Good evening and welcome to Sunday Politics on Trust TV. I'm Shafiu Suleiman. Tonight, former President Goodluck Jonathan is back in the headlines, this time over growing talks over 2027 comeback. Opposition figures are said to be courting him for the presidential race, though much of it remains under wraps. Recent private meetings with Peter Obi, ADC's acting chairman, Senator David Mark, and other political figures have stirred the waters in Abuja, drawing sharp reactions from Tinubu's camp. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Nanuga remarks dismissing Jonathan's relevance has only added fuel to the debate. So tonight we ask, is the Tinubu government uneasy about Jonathan's return? And what does his possible comeback mean for opposition politics? And joining us to break it down, our former sports minister, Solomon Dalong, who is joining us virtually from Jos. We also have in the studio a political analyst, Destiny Enabulele. Thank you for coming on the show.
Pleasure to be here again.
Right. I'm sure you've been, watching very keenly development in the last couple of days, or weeks, so to speak.
Very well.
Especially around this rumored Jonathan's comeback. It started like a rumor anyway, but it's gaining some momentum. I don't know your take. How are you looking at it?
Well, to be very frank with you, you understand the times we are in now in this country. One can no longer sleep with the two eyes closed.
Okay.
So we must be attentive to every happenings, within and outside, across the region, the north, south, and west. So.
Right.
To be alive in Nigeria now, you must be attentive. That is the gospel truth. Right. So for us, the coming of the former President Jonathan, to some of us, it is a welcome development.
Okay. Why is it a welcome? Some will say, what has he left? What has he forgotten at the villa? I haven't run the affairs of the country for around 6 years or so. Remember, completed the...
Definitely.
Yeah, the remaining part of his late boss.
I've never been absent from this country.
Right.
You see, I want to be very frank with you. You see, from what we presently are, experiencing in this country, from, let me just try to narrow it down, from 2015, from this APC administration till very just now, you agree with me that it has not been what we bargained for. Permit me to say this.
Okay.
It is not what we ordered that we got.
What did you bargain for?
Because when they were coming, they told us some beautiful things like making $1 to 1 naira. But as you and I speaking here right here, a dollar to a naira is about 1,500 or even more to some of us. And they made us to understand that the issue of electricity will be a thing of the past. Even this President Ahmed Bola Tinubu told us during his campaign that within the next 4 years, that if he fails to give us a stable electricity, that we should not re-elect him the second tenure. But here we are. Even in Abuja, there is an epileptic power supply, even in the heart of Abuja. So I don't know how it's going to campaign.
Yeah, but the government is saying that things are getting better. There's some level of stability in the power distribution across the country. In fact, the minister was quoted as saying a couple of days ago that this issue of power grid collapse and all of that will be a thing of the past.
Let me quickly say this. A tiger does not proclaim its tigritude. It bounced. Action speaks louder than words. You are a father. You don't just, a day a man begins to tell the wife, don't you know I'm your husband? Or begin to tell the children, don't you know I'm your father? The man has lost his value in the home. That is the gospel truth. And I listened with utmost humility. I listened to the president in the course of independence announcement. I was taken aback with utmost humility. You see, when you begin to sing, permit me, you begin to use a language that is made for wedding in a funeral, there is a problem.
are you saying that it is not in sync with the reality? Because it is not just about, I mean, the speech. It's about also looking at the content of the speech. There are quite a number of figures that were dropped by the president, you know, trying to justify what he means by the economy is turning a corner. You know, he talked about, you know, the increase in the GDP. He talked about the appreciation of the naira, you know, compared to where it was when he took over. And he also talked about, you know, the fact that there is investor confidence. You know, investments are coming into the country and all of that. So quite a number of figures were dropped there.
Which investments are coming when multinationals are exiting this country, of which you are a journalist, you are aware. You see, it's just his figures against that of Nigerians. There are no verifiable evidence. I must be very frank. So we are not a data-driven country. We should know that. And you see, the most disturbing thing as a Nigerian, and we fail to ask the right question, is this: when last did we conduct a census of this country? My memory serves me right. I think 2006, if I'm not mistaken, over a span of 20 years. And from the Nigerian constitution, it ought to have been 10 every 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
There were plans, you know, they were shaped.
How many plans? I think they about 2 or 3 plans to conduct a census. So to be very sincere, even us as a people, we are not sure of our population, and that is a bigger question. It's a bigger question mark.
Perhaps
so when we are not sure,
also make planning very
difficult. It is difficult to make plan when you are not sure of your population.
Right. Okay, but then coming back to the issues, you know, because that's a fundamental question now. Well, Jonathan in the mix, you know, people courting for him, you know, wanting him to return to the polls. I mean, to the ballot, so to speak, you know. But what the presidency is saying, if I understand what the spokesperson of the president is saying, Bayo Onanuga, is that what is the former president coming back to do when the current administration is trying to clean all the mess that has been, you know, that was produced, if you like, by the previous governments, you know, referring largely perhaps to the PDP governments, whom he said have failed, you know, you know, it was the policies of the PDP and the Jonathan's administration that dragged this country into where it is today. So how would you respond to this?
It is laughable. It is regrettably lugubrious to hear such a comment. I have listened to quite a number of them, even from Festus Keyamo, Bayo Onanuga, and this other last fellow. You see, when your enemy begins to advise you, you know that you are a formidable force. That is the gospel truth. If you and I are back on a battle and you begin to advise me that please don't take that route, and then you know that there is something in me. That is the gospel truth. You see, there's a saying my grandmother, you know, when I lost my father, I lived with my grandmother for quite a number of years. He said, when a man in the community says that it is only one that have a particular cure to a certain sickness, you know that is the cause of the sickness. So I've listened to them and the way they brag. At any rate, the present security situation that is bedeviling us, this precarious situation that is affecting us as a nation, with utmost humility, one cannot look the other way. The only way you will look at is the APC door. They brought this calamity upon us, this calamitous, you know, situation that we find ourselves.
But you know, what they are saying is that we've been living a fake life all this while, you know. Previous administrations are not ready to face the daunting challenge, you know, face the reality, take the route of reforms, bold reforms that will put the country on a reset format, you know, that will put the country on a projection or a trajectory that is, sustainable. Didn't you think that is we're before now we're living a false life? I don't understand. You see, you can't be saying one side saying one thing on the other side and begin to do the another thing differently. You and I will be in this country for at least since 1999. You can recall during the subsidy removal, I was a participant as a very active civil society with utmost humility. The likes of the present president and some others that are not saying that the removal of subsidy is the best thing that's ever happened to Nigeria. They were at the forefront. They occupy Nigeria. They were at the forefront, sponsoring us that no, we should not remove fuel subsidy. To us,
those that saw the removal as a well, thought out, plan, they meant well for this country. So that is why we must, at our various level, speak out, because this government, as we have seen it very just now, it's not representing the good interest of Nigeria.
But there was a consensus. If you talk about subsidy removal,
which consensus?
Many will say there has been a consensus among the political, presidential candidates.
No, you're not getting me. You're not getting me.
Because virtually when
it was first canvassed by Jonathan that the issue to remove fuel subsidy, they sponsored many civil society organizations to stage a protest in this country, in Lagos, in Edo, and just name it, to click against it. You see that is that's my problem.
Yeah, but they later realized that
they later realized
the best route.
So that's to say that they've taken us back for about 20 years. It's that we have done during that 2012, I'm not mistaken, during that era. That should have been done with. Perhaps we would have been fast ahead of what we are presently, experiencing in this country. They took us back. So for Nigerians must look at them and say, okay, you see, it is very simple. We are not. We are not gullible, with utmost humility. So they think that they can just come and sell anything to us, and we will just we accept a hook, line, and sinker.
But saying Nigerians, I say that Nigerians are not seeing the result. For instance, things are just like the president has said, turning a corner. We're no longer subsidizing the naira, for instance. We're no longer, engaging in corrupt dealings, to in terms of the exchange rate. There is harmony and all of that. And again, governments, the 3 tiers of governments are now getting more monies to spend in terms of infrastructure, in terms of social welfare, and all of that. Isn't that part of the result that they're looking at?
See, when you say that there are more money, I'm not quoting them, I'm quoting you. When you say that there are more money,
that's exactly what the government is saying.
You look at the value. What value is the naira, to speak very just now? Even the more money that is going to the pockets of governors. What is the commensurate? What can we take out of it? There's nothing to show for this bogus amount of money going to the various subnational governments. And you want to see, for me, with utmost humility, I am not comfortable with this arrangement.
Right. So, but are you saying that Jonathan perhaps could be an option? Because let me quote what Mr. Bayo Nanuga has to say. Let us remind ourselves about Jonathan's record. He said we cannot forget in a hurry how his regime, devoid of any clear economic agenda, engaged in frivolous spending, ran the economy aground, and put the country in dire straits. Isn't that what happened? What has been happening under the previous administrations? Corruption, many will say, has become almost a norm.
You see. Let me be very frank with you. If you look at the era of, let me start from Yaradua, which he took over as a result as a result of his demise. You will agree with me that era has been the finest in terms of the composition of the executive. The likes of Goodluck, the team. So for me, with utmost humility, what do we have in this present administration? Who can we point to say that, this person is a guru in this field? He said, this person is a no juggernaut in this area. None. What do we have are just political errand boys and errand ladies.
I'm dismissing the fact that they are also the right people, when it comes to understanding the economy. We've seen how substantially they were able to stabilize the economy even after the turbulence of the fuel subsidy removal. To many, the economy could have collapsed, but they were able to stabilize it, and now it is on the path of recovery. Isn't that substantial enough to know that, that the people actually understand what they're doing?
So you are calling this economic conundrum stabilization? Are you calling this economic conundrum where the people can no longer feed?
And this is not also reflective. Now,
the people can no longer feed.
There is drop, for instance, there is drop in food prices.
I am not aware.
Which many are
I was at the market yesterday. I was at the market to see things, to buy things, food stuff. So for me,
I think things remain the way they are.
It's even worse off. As we speak very just now, it's worse off. You know what it takes?
Give us some examples.
Just Just look at trying to the issue of rice, for instance. Even our tomato, the fish. Just look at it. Which are we producing here as a people? You see, our economy is not just towards production; it's consumption. And the small business owner have been suffocated as a result of tax and revenue.
The government
problem with tax and tariff.
But the government said they are being exempted, especially the small businesses and so on.
When you see, when they have said that if you have an account at the close of the year and you're able to have hit 800,000, you pay tax. Whether you are stealing, whether you are doing hookup, whatever, they don't care as far as you are giving them their tithe and offering. Man, good for crying out loud. For me, that is not sensible. With utmost humility, I don't see any sense in it.
But what's wrong in taxing if actually the taxes that are being collected are reflective in terms of the development that is required?
Too much tax choke the nation. And no investors will want to come into such economy or to such country. There's been too much tax. If you withdraw, you use the ATM, you have to pay a certain amount. If you receive, you have to pay a certain amount. And now you are telling me that if I run an account, at the close of the year, I have to pay a certain amount, up to about 20%, if I'm not mistaken. And you tell me that is a fair economy.
So and you think that the options we are looking at could change the narrative? Is that what you're talking about? Because some are also worried that the opposition itself, as it is today, beyond the fragmentations, are also not providing alternatives in terms of policy options. They're not telling Nigerians perhaps what they will do to address the current trajectory. So, are they a better alternative?
With utmost humility, I think they are crying more than the bereaved. I think it's not yet time to roll out programs. It's not yet time. Unlike, you see, this government has to tell you that with utmost humility, I think they are bereaved of ideas on how to move this country forward. They've started campaigning. Just barely a year and 6 months in office.
What do you mean by campaigning?
They started campaigning for 2027 when they were just barely a year and 6 months in office. I think we discussed that issue here in this platform.
What exactly do you mean by campaigning?
They've started campaigning to come for Tinubu's second tenure. When they were just barely a year and 6 months in office.
Oh, you mean the endorsement?
Endorsement and what they started. We see big boss everywhere, branding vehicles and what have you, having a free shuttle, branded with the president of this country, free vehicle. That should tell you that they have lost touch with the people. They have lost touch with the people. And as we speak very just now, the issue of governance is comatose in this country. What we are doing now is just politics and politicking on how to secure. You've heard from my governor in Edo State that he will provide 2.5 million votes for Asiwaju. When the total package, both for PDP, APC, and Void, they are not even up to 1.5 million. I don't know how they are going to manufacture 2.5 votes. Perhaps they will procure.
Are you insinuating that some of these big wigs, the governors, for instance, who have been queuing behind the current APC government, are not just saying the truth? Are you saying that they don't have the capacity to deliver? Or are you saying that they don't have the people to mobilize, to support the current administration?
For me, I don't have any faith in this present crop of governors across board, with utmost humility.
But there are quite a number of them that have been also making some difference.
Sorry?
Quite a number of them that are making difference,
Just name them. Just name one or two.
You know that quite a number of them have been, in the news, and the people also support.
The news for the wrong reasons. For the wrong reasons.
We've seen those who have been transforming their states in terms of agricultural potential. We've seen those who have been, providing the necessary infrastructure and all. And he said they're not doing the right thing.
You see, it is not just providing. It's gone beyond providing. How transparent are the people aware of what you are doing? Are they being carried along? You see, this era of just go, let us give them political projects, the Hallelujah projects. What if we've gone past those era of Hallelujah projects? Are the people aware of how you arrived at that destination? It is very important. The journey is very, it's very significant. But the destination is very, very important. How did you arrive here? That we want to know how you arrived here. Don't just come and cook us some figures. At the end of the day, perhaps you must have used 3 naira and you are not telling us that you've used 20 naira. No, we want to know how you arrived here. So for me, that's why I said I don't have faith with this present crop of governors we have in this country because of where we are coming from. 1999 to 2027, that's the time we've had some very very robust governors from, with utmost humility, the president of this country, who happened to be a governor at the time. They were able to look at the president or they challenge the status quo. And they achieve results. But today, what you have here, they are just like last born, over pampered. You know a last born in the family. When they are over pampered, they with utmost humility, they are more or less close to a very unripe or very ripe plantain. Very ripe plantain.
But do you think the opposition is providing the necessary direction that is expected? Because if you look back and you look at the various ambitions of this top political figures, those that have been aspiring or eyeing the presidency 2027, you realize that their ambitions, their individual ambitions, many say, could undermine the entire opposition, bloc. Now, Atiku Abubakar, just recently, former vice president, did corrected, a notion that he's going to step down for a much younger candidate, if he emerged in 2027. I mean, in the primaries ahead of 2027. Again, the likes of Peter will be, still also formidable in the race.
Definitely.
It's been there, even though he is not yet, it is not certain as to which platform he might likely use. He's still a Labour Party man. Again, he's hobnobbing around the PDP and, of course, the ADC and all of that. So, now the Jonathan in the mix. And quite a number of people are also kicking against his, reported or perceived notion that a condition, if you like, that, okay, you want me to run, you have to give me an automatic ticket and all of that. Some are saying it's not going to come. Okay, just recently he was with the national chairman of the ADC,
the acting national chairman.
He also met some couple of days ago with Peter Obi and all.
Yeah.
So what do you make up with all that, the opposition is cooking and the seeming fragmentation among them?
Yes, so far so good. I must be very frank. Despite that, there has been some pockets of very similar disturbance in even in the ADC,
right.
And don't just talk about that of the PDP. But you and I know where those uncertainties or disturbances are coming from. My friend.
Where they coming from?
My friend, the Yendeba of FCT. Happened to be
who is
Yendeba. Your very good friend, Wike. Before now, he's neither here nor there. As we speak, PDP is having a parallel, Congress in Edo, which the authentic, or rather the known, committee or executive that had theirs about a week or 2 weeks ago. So that's to tell you what they are trying to do is to cause some fragmentation, some disturbance within the circle of the opposition.
But why should they be blamed for problems within the opposition? If the opposition figures themselves fail to unite and present a formidable front, why should they?
No. I think we are missing it. Over time, they've allowed the soul of the PDP to be under the control of Wike. Why the other governors, or perhaps, quote unquote, stakeholders, abandoned the party for Wike. And Wike head to the soul of the party.
Are they not taking the right steps now to correct the wrongs?
Sorry?
We've seen the last, convention they had. Was it the convention, right? There were some attempts, to address some of those gaps in the party, especially ahead of his national convention.
Definitely. They've had local government, last Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, not yesterday, they had their state convention. And I think it's November is the national at Ibadan. Well, what I'm saying is this. You see, over time, the soul of the PDP was being in the pockets of Wike. And trying to wrestle the soul now is difficult.
Okay.
That is the gospel truth.
So are you ruling out the possibility of using the PDP as a formidable platform?
No, I am not. They've started correcting some of the wrongs. Okay. And I just hope and pray that with the way they are going, they will be able to, effect the desired change and corrections. So for me, all hope is not lost in terms of the PDP. And if PDP and ADC can come together, form a formidable coalition to wrestle this APC-led, administration.
Is that a possibility? Because the same ADC is also kicking left, right, and center, or rather bashing the PDP left, right, and center for also failing to provide the necessary.
Let me say this. It was the former president Jonathan. He said it in Ghana. You see, whatever you are seeing that is bedeviling the opposition parties, PDP, ADC, there's no way you rule out the Jagaban, our president. Because I'm coming. The same method and approach was used while he was in Lagos State. And that is what he is trying to implement at the national politics.
But he said repeatedly that he is not interested in the pragmatic.
And you want him to admit.
I mean,
I think that would be the worst thing. If you want him to admit. See, we talk about humility. But there's no way.
But he didn't answer my question. I'm talking about the opposition figures themselves, coming together. There are fragmentations within them. There are also, some say their ambitions, their selfish ambitions could undermine the opposition front.
I understand your point perfectly. Your question is this. The only person that I see is our leader and our father. That is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And I, for sure, from the feelers and from the body movement that we are getting, but I know for sure that with time and looking at the political, permutations, that he will look at it and look for the one that is viable, that can, give the party or the coalition a win. The man would definitely,
You think he
support.
can shelve his ambition?
Definitely, because he is aware. Once beaten, twice shy. He's aware. He's a father of history, and he's aware of what lies ahead. All of us must come together. I'm not saying I'm not his spokesperson. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but I know for sure he's a very meticulous politician. That you can't take that away from him.
Are you foreseeing perhaps a possible support to one of the contenders? For instance, many are looking at the two options, perhaps Jonathan and of course Peter Obi. At some point Peter Obi was running mate in 2019 and all of that. And for former President Goodluck Jonathan, some say they also have a cordial kind of working relations politically. There was a meeting, I read somewhere where some permutations are also alluding to the fact that there is possibility of both of them coming together to discuss, and all of it. But do you think it's a possibility, looking at the stance now, Atiku Abubakar is not mincing words, he's going to run 2027. In fact, what he's clamoring for is, a primary election that is competitive. Let all of them come, aspire, and then whoever wins get a ticket.
You see, we must see what we're trying to do is trying to put. I don't know how to put it, but at any rate, you see, Atiku Abubakar, the man that I have studied over time, he has been consistent. If you since 1992 or 1993, if I'm not mistaken, he has been consistent. So he know the dynamics.
Consistent.
He know the dynamics. He know the dynamics. So for me, he would definitely study. And wherever and looks at the stronger permutation, he would definitely align and support whoever comes. That is not to say you must subject it to primaries. You must for a democratic process. So if he's saying a democrat, it's not to rule out that he's saying that he must. No.
But some are saying that, for instance, candidates like, those aspiring, like, or rather those that are being called upon to run, like
Jonathan.
Wanted, a kind of smooth sail, there's need for an automatic ticket, a guarantee, that there's no, do you see that coming?
See, if we're in an automatic ticket or return opposed, you must still conduct a primary. If we're in an automatic ticket to kind of give it, a legal backing. So for me, if Jonathan is coming, I will weigh the options and will try to astray his era as the president of this country, and we looked at that of Peter Obi, and they are leaders at that level. They meet and they form a formidable force that will be able to unseat this president. That is my concern, to unseat this present administration. And I know from Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Jonathan, these are men of some some character. We must give it to them. They have seen it all with utmost humility. A man that has been governor, a man that has been vice president, a man that has been president. So for me, you must allow, because during their time, during Jonathan's time, there was a seeming, economic, atmosphere that was favorable to all Nigerians. I use the word favorable to all Nigerians. At least you can see the bag of rice, cement, and what have you. Even to getting a fairly used, what we refer to as Belgium. You can see it was affordable within the reach.
You earlier ran, trying to do a roll call of those within the corridors of power that have been advising the former president, Jonathan, not to run. You talked about, you mentioned the likes of Festus Keyamo. Wike was there to say, there's going to be, I wanted us to look at some of the reservations they have vis-a-vis, the realities. For Wike, he felt that those who have been trying to get Jonathan to come back, to throw his hat in the ring, are those who have, undermined his 2015 presidency or presidential bid. Those who have despised him, those who have said all things about him. Why now? Again, listening to a governorship candidate in Lagos just today or so, Jando, he was talking about the fact that all this gang up will fail. Whoever is coming, Jonathan inclusive, cannot defeat current President Tinubu because he's a master strategist when it comes to politics. Let me get your views on this too. For instance, let's start with the position of Wike and then Jando, who felt that was also toward the line of advising Jonathan not to run.
Well, let me say this. Though the advice was unsolicited, I want to be very frank, because if you look at the advice put forward, to me it is watery for me, because if opposition begin to advise a contender that a well-known opposition, then you know that there's a problem. I said it earlier. If you are my contender, perhaps you and I we are trying to woo a certain girl, and you begin to advise me. That's to tell you, perhaps I have upper hands of defeating your, perhaps we need to get to my side. So for me, I have read it, and I told that with a pinch of salt. For me, there's nothing to worry about their, and it is unsolicited. And I've listened to one of the aides to the former president replying that their advice is very unsolicited, and they don't need their advice. And I even listened to Ruben Abati in one of the sister stations, who said that it is equally unsolicited. For me, let the people of Nigeria decide who governs them, rather than trying to coerce the Nigerian. So politics democracy is not collaborating or coercion. It is all about consistent, engagement and open door for communication.
Okay, Dr. Abdulaziz Adederon, who is known as Jando, this said, a couple of hours ago that Jonathan will be taking a political risk by contesting, predicting that he will be reduced to a minor by President Bola Tinubu at the polls. He said that Jonathan should stay in retirement, saying those telling him to run against Tinubu were deceiving him.
With utmost humility, but before you going forward to you must put in some very formidable arguments that these are the parameters that because of this SYZ, I don't think that he will be able to defeat. To me, their advice is very, very pedestrian. Very pedestrian and infantile. I must be very frank with you.
Yeah, but then he is backing his statement with this. He said, Tinubu is a master in the game of politics, who, according to him, cannot be defeated by Jonathan or any other figure in 2027. Are you disputing this?
You see, I think Nigerians are wiser now. I must be very frank. That's the gospel truth. What happened in 2015 that brought in APC? We have seen it that it was just another Yahoo making with utmost humility, if it's allowed. You see, they came, as I said, they sold dummy to us that indeed that this insecurity within number of days to be reduced to the barest minimum or perhaps eradicated. That the issue of the naira to dollar, I think as at that time, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's about 1 naira to 190 naira, if I'm not mistaken. As at that time,
thereabout.
Or thereabout. And they talked about so many things, and the issue of electricity. But you and I know that as we speak very just now, what they have canvassed, put forward that made Nigerians to support them is worse off. After 8-10 years now, is worse off. Like what we have, the insecurity. Just yesterday or day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, a very long, what they call it, a lorry that is coming from the east. They are kidnapped between Benin and Ore. But over 90 persons were taken away. Over 90.
Where did that happen?
They just before yesterday here. Over 90 persons. Even Benin before now, those states before now, there has been, a safe haven for a safe place. Perhaps one of the safest places in the safest country and states in the country has not become a den of kidnappers. So for me, I cannot point to any state in this country that we can say that there is security and there is security for life and property. I cannot. Including the where you have the seat of power. Where you have the seat of power. Even in the southwest, which we have had cases of kidnapping, incidents, armed robbery. Even in the heart of Lagos. The city of
but some say, people are blowing it out of proportion. Previous administrations have also had to contend with security issues.
I beg. It has. You see, what we presently have is better imagined. I must be very frank with you. Right. I don't know, but where I'm from, Edo State, farmers can no longer go to farm. I have a farm. I can't remember when last I stepped my feet on my farm. It is as bad as that. Do you know the Benin Abuja Road? Just a lady that came for call to bar. She was kidnapped with the sister. Just Benin Abuja Road here. Okene, they were kidnapped between Okene and the first village in Edo State. And you want to tell me that we are better off now? Is it the economy? You know what it takes now? Is it the naira to dollar? At the last count, I learned that our megawatts is about 3,200 megawatts. The last count, or the last report. When before now, during Jonathan, we're about 5,000 to 6,000 megawatts.
In terms of generation, not distribution.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, let's also bring in Nigerians so that some of these figures, frightening figures you are talking about, can us either be sanctioned or be disputed. Nigerians can call in. Those watching us right now, you can call the numbers. The number is on your screen right now. Call us and then share your thoughts with us on this very important topic. We're looking at 2027 politics, especially the possible return of former President Goodluck Jonathan, going by the current political permutations and all of that. Okay, before the calls start coming in, let me get your view, because in terms of geopolitics, quite a number of people are also looking at the options, before Nigerians. To some, the salability of some of these contenders or aspirants, need to be put into consideration. Okay, but I understand we have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Hello, good evening. So if you're calling, please turn down the volume of your TV set or even switch it up so that we can communicate.
Let me quickly say this.
Okay, I think we'll have another caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, who do we have on the line?
My name is Abdullahi.
Abdullahi, from where? Abdullahi, where are you calling from?
From Abuja here.
Okay, go ahead, Abdullahi.
From Abuja.
Just go ahead.
Valley.
Right.
I heard you people discussing about Jonathan coming back.
Yes, there is this permutation around his possible return to the ballot.
Yes. You know, even in governance, there's governance that God Almighty approves, and there are governance that you take by crook. So I believe by the grace of God, Jonathan comes back, God will take control of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that input. Okay. Keep calling. The number is on your screen. Okay. I was talking about the geopolitics and the sellability of the contenders.
Yes.
Right. Some say perhaps the North should be. Okay. Another caller. We'll still get to that question. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ahmed. I am calling you from the state.
From where?
Gombe.
Gombe.
From Gombe.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ahmed.
My submission is that this government, people of Nigeria, the suffering that to the extent that insecurity is so severe. Unemployment in youth is on the attack. People are tired. What we are saying, I don't think there is people of Nigeria agree with this unless change.
Okay.
That is why the situation that is happening now. People may decide if other people came in to try them, so that maybe to see change.
Okay.
So what we are praying is that let this government be still, so that they know exactly what is happening. And I believe they are focused.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. I think you made the point, right? Okay. So
I think what I was trying to say, the figures that we have said here, they can sort it anywhere through the Google, whatever. We have no manufacturing figures. A case in hand, just looked at the conditional trust
cash transfer,
for instance. So far, they said they have disbursed about 330 billion.
Right.
To which home? To which state? For me,
I think there are no statistics.
I have not seen any. I have not seen any.
There are no statistics to back it.
I think the problem we have in this country, we are not data-driven country.
But if you try to use yourself as an example, perhaps you didn't fall under that category.
I'm not saying myself.
Nigerians are.
If I should be able to, I think people around me are still within this category of persons. For me, this is another conduit pipe. Jetways financing 2027. With utmost humility.
But that's an allegation anyway, because you cannot prove it.
Definitely. But because I have not seen, you see, you don't just say there must be, when you say there must be a conformity with reality, that yes, this is really what is on ground. For me, I have not seen, I have not heard within my vicinity that yes, I have benefited from this, this cash transfer. I have not.
Okay, back to the question I asked you earlier concerning the geopolitics and how it's going to shape, the race going forward.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you make up with, those who felt that the battleground, so to speak, because quite a number of people are looking at the North as the deciding factor, perhaps. Okay, we'll have another caller again. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, who do we have on the line?
This is Benjamin calling from Kaduna.
Benjamin from Kaduna. Go ahead, Benjamin. Benjamin, we're listening to you. No, he seems to be listening to himself. Okay. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, who do we have on the line?
John calling from Calabar.
John, go ahead, please.
I think the return of Jonathan. Can you hear me?
The line is breaking.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, the return of Jonathan I think is like a messiah coming back. I wish him all the best.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, very short and precise. Thank you for calling. Okay.
Thank you.
You are already nodding your head. It's in agreement with what you've been saying, isn't it?
No. See, accepting the people. You see, anybody that will support this present administration with the way it's currently run, with this cabal, with utmost humility. It's not a true Nigeria.
But
and he or she does not
But we
love.
still have almost 2 years, ahead of us.
Almost 2 years.
Things could perhaps change. Many people.
You see, we missed it. You see, where we really have the effect of governance or government, it is the first 2 years and a half in Nigeria. After the 2 years and a half, it's politics, is the next election. That we are missing it. And this government, this present dispensation, started too early. Too early in canvassing, in coercing Nigerians to support the present administration.
I say it could be product of panicking or what?
Because they know that they are not in tune with reality. That is the gospel truth. From the inception of this government, and with utmost humility, no government will come on board the first day in office without studying and say fuel subsidy is gone. No. It was harsh. It was very harsh.
Okay.
And it is very. I'm short of words. I'm lack of words.
Let's take this last caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. We are fine here.
This is Shamang Donatus from Kaura local government.
Shamang from Kaura.
Yes. Honestly, I am enjoying your discussion and the analysis.
Okay.
First of all, I want to appreciate seeing Jonathan's yearning to return back. He is my man. I support that move. What I want to suggest is that the opposition party should come together. Unless that is done, then there is danger.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've seen tinubu returning again in 2027.
Okay.
Remember, late President Buhari contested severally until 2015 when opposition marched together. That was how they were able to succeed and remove Jonathan in PDP.
Okay.
So, but for now, Peter Obi would have won election at the last election. But because Peter Obi contested in Labour Party, well, PDP, which is also an opposition party, was a strong contestant.
Right. Okay.
So therefore, two strong opposition.
Right. Okay. I think you made the point. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He's worried. He's positive about the return, but he's worried about the need to have a united front.
I said it at the opening speech that the only way we can unseat this present administration is by forming a coalition, an alliance, both party, PDP and ADC, come together. And this present dispensation, this cabal, they are aware. And that is why they are doing everything within their possible best to dismantle, to cause crisis, and to cause disturbance across the parties. They are aware. So they cannot say, they cannot excuse themselves from what is bedeviling these parties.
So do you see a possible coming together, irrespective of aspirations?
Definitely.
Of this political
I see them coming together to form a formidable force. First thing first, the leadership must first of all address the leadership question across the parties. Once that is done, we cascade down to the state, to the local government, and to the world level. Be rest assured that if they are able to come together, bury their pride, bury their vision, and form a formidable force, it's just a walk in the park.
And if the other way, if it is the other way,
if it's the other way, our Jagaban will definitely sail in 2027. You know, he's a master strategist. I keep on saying it. I have studied him while I was in school. He's a strategist. So Nigerians must put on their thinking cap and put on their boots.
So there's a lot more to say, you know, in the days to come.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Enabulele.
Oh, my pleasure.
You know, a political analyst. Unfortunately, Solomon Dalong couldn't join us.
That's my elder brother.
You know, from Jos. We hope all is well with him. And of course, we appreciate all of you for calling to share your thought with us. We also appreciate you watching us, for investing your time with us. On behalf of the team, I am Shapiu Suleiman. Thank you for watching.